Happy Tuesday, and this is a special edition of SEIU Says. I'm Charlie Bonds, and I will be speaking today for SEIU Local 73. This show is dedicated for union members and the communities they live in. SEIU Says is sponsored by GWC, Goldberg, Weissman, and Cairo, Illinois' largest workers' comp. And we hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Today at 6 p.m. at top of the hour, we will have a guest come in by the name of Nadana Carter. And Nadana Carter will be here, and she will be speaking to us about the mental health movement. And we'll be showing some video clips of the visuals that we've had. We had one visual on 26th in California, and we're going to give an update on that on the pledge card. And that'll be at the top of the hour at 6 p.m. All right, so right now we would like to give information on the UIC tentative agreement. That's right. UIC has reached a tentative agreement with its members as far as trying to ratify the contract. As we know that UIC workers, they were had a strike vote, is where they were striking. They were voting to see if they were going to go on strike if management did not come to a union with them as far as getting the contract negotiated. All right, so if you would like information on where to go, I want to encourage you to go visit SEIU Local 73's website. And that website is SEIU73.org. That website is SEIU73.org. And when you go visit that website, you'll be able to get updates on places that you can go to vote, because they are having a ratification vote. And so members have been asking questions. What are some of the things that we're going to be voting on? What are the proposals? How do we know we want to vote for this or we want to vote no for this? So I'm going to give you the dates. So please get a pen and a piece of paper if you are a UIC employee, and if you haven't received that email, because there was a blast email that was sent out to the employees to let them know where they can go vote. All right, and we have a caller already. All right, this is SEIU Says.
Good evening, sir. Last March, you guys wanted to put on the Rep the Rim about in terms of fast food workers making $15 an hour. Now, how can we, as our service people, we got people in the military that risking their lives, and they're not making $15 an hour, and they have certain special type skills, a lot of them.
Okay, so what the Fight for 15 campaign was, it was for unorganized workers. As such, it was for the fast food industry. And so what they wanted to do is they wanted to get organized, in which I believe they have, and they've been very successful in doing so, which caused a ripple effect throughout the United States of America as far as people wanting to raise minimum wage. And as a result...
Right. My point was, how can we have them making $15 an hour, and we have people in the military that don't make that kind of money, and they are in different types of situations where their life is at risk. And we're going to we're going to have them making $15 an hour, and we got people in the military that don't make that kind of money?
Okay, so what happens in a case like that is you have to advocate. You have the veterans or whomever, or anybody for that matter, what they would do is they would try to get organized. And as we had an episode on about the fundamentals of
the military, you can't organize the military, all right?
No, you can organize someone, sir. You can organize someone as far as being an employee. I'll give you a hypothetical scenario. So let's hypothetically say they worked at a racetrack, or they work at, I'll just hypothetically throw out a factory. So if it's privately owned, the workers have a right to form a union. So,
no, I'm talking about the military. I'm just saying, the point I'm trying to make is, do you think it's fair people serving our country, and they're not making $15 an hour, but somebody working someplace, flipping burgers, whatever the case may be, they making more than people in the military? That's the point I was trying to make.
Well, if you serve your country, I do believe you should be compensated for it, and I do believe that America is one of the richest nations in the world. So as a result of that, I think
that's the point I was trying to make.
Okay.
But yet we got people, depending on what base they are on, they are some of them qualify for food stamps. But yet you got people talking about they want to make $15 an hour. That's all I want to say. Take care.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Now back to today is Tuesday, April the 29th, and the Peoria campus for UIC and you all got that information in regards to that. It was at 1 Illinois Drive, room A210. So if you all are streaming us live, because you can stream this show live on www.cantvlive.org if you're not within the greater Chicagoland area and you're unable to get it. So Tuesday, April the 29th, that was today, and so they voted. So what's important for the Chicago people is Wednesday, April the 30th, which will be tomorrow. UIC East Campus, the Student Center. The ratification vote time will be from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. They'll also be in the SSB area, and that will be from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. And then they will also be in patient access area. That will be from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. For the South Cook Regional Office on Wednesday, the April 30th, the times that you can vote will be from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. The DuPage Regional Office will be from 11 a.m. until 12 noon. And the Springfield Regional Office will be from 4 p.m. until 5 p.m. And this is, as we have finally received confirmation from University Management on all campus, clinics, and DCSS locations for voting. All right. Thursday, May the 1st, 2014, for the UIC workers that are stationed at the West Campus, the hospital dining area, room A, and that address is 1740 West Taylor. The time that you can vote will be from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. That's Central Standard Time. All voting at Rockford Campus, clinics, and DCSS locations will be held on Thursday, May the 1st. North Cook Regional Office for Thursday, May the 1st will be from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. And Champaign Regional Office will be from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. So if you want more information on that, we encourage you to go visit SEIU Local 73 website. Now, what's important about voting is this is the contract that the members will be locked into for a duration. I believe you guys' contract is going to be for 3 years. So you're locked into this contract, and the language that's in the contract will be what rules, because you are within the collective bargaining agreement. And so it's very important that you understand the proposals that you'll be voting on. And it seems as if, though, at the UIC, everyone is on one accord, because it was 95% of people that wanted to go on strike. So as a result of that, there are concerns that need to be addressed, and the university and SEIU Local 73 did reach a tentative agreement. So now it's up to the members to vote. That's right. The members have to vote this contract. If the proposals, if it's something that they like, then they vote it in. If it's something that they don't like, then, you know, we would have to go back to the negotiation table. So if you would like to have those addresses and you would like to know where you can go vote for the UIC employees, and you didn't get all that information, we encourage you to visit our website. That's SEIU Local 73 website, and you can pull it up and you will see the information, the dates and the times and locations that you could go to. Our website, once again, is SEIU 70 World Wide Web, www.seiu73.org. That's www.seiu73.org. And we have a caller. This is SEIU Says.
Hi, how are you?
I'm excellent. How are you today? Happy Tuesday.
Oh, thank you. I'm kind of confused. What are we voting on? I missed that part. I'm truly missing this part. I'm trying to keep up with this now.
Okay. Where do you work?
Well, it's for the person that works for the school. We're voting on student councils, LSC. What do you mean?
Well, first of all, are you an employee of UIC?
I'm sorry?
Are you an employee of UIC?
Well, I'm not with the board anymore. I used to work for the board.
No, not the board. Not the board of I'm sorry, not the Board of Education. The University of Illinois Chicago.
Oh, that's what SEIU is. Okay, my bad. I know you're looking at me like I'm stupid now. I'm looking at you looking at me.
Well,
like,
I can't look at you technically. Wait, if I could look at you, I need to be in Vegas. That means I'm really good. If I can see you through this TV. You say what?
Well, you're doing an excellent job. Let me listen some more before I call in. How about that?
No, it's totally fine. This is an SEIU special segment, so anything goes. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'll just make that clear again. This is for UIC That's the University of Illinois, Chicago. And they have a contract that they want to get ratified, and they're voting on that contract. And the great thing about having a contract is that you're guaranteed you're guaranteed the things that are in the language of that contract. So that means your accrued benefit time, that means raises, the amount of the raise, the cost of living increase, all of those things are negotiated in the contract. So the contracts are very, very important. So if you're not organized and you're not with a union, I encourage you to try to get organized so you can have those benefits. So you want to know, you want to be in control, because we're at work like 8 hours a day. So when you do the math, that's like 8 3 times. So it's 8 hours, it's 24 hours in a day. You sleep 6 hours. And so just to commute, getting to work, getting back, and then you do your little leisure things. If you have family, you may want to socialize. So the workplace is a very important part of people's lives. And so being in that place, they want to make sure their rights, one, are asserted, B, the working conditions are good, and 3, they have voices that can be heard. And you just don't want to have a voice, but you want to have a voice where action comes along with it, because you don't want to be like a screaming banshee. It's like, oh, I'm mad about this. I'm mad about this. I'm mad about this. They make me sick. This makes me sick. And then nothing really happens. By us coming together collectively, then we can make strides, we can make change, and we can get excellent results. So if you are an employee of UIC and you would like to know that voting information, we encourage you to go visit our website. Once again, that's www.seiu73.org. That's right. It's social media time, everyone. That's right. Social media time. And so with social media, I always encourage people to like SEIU 73 on our Facebook page. And that Facebook page is SEIU 73. That's SEIU 73. And when you like us on that Facebook page, you will get updates on events that's taking place. Like we have a general membership meeting that's coming up. We have our members picnic that's coming up, and all types of helpful information as a result of what's going on with the pension. So by going to our Facebook page and hit like, that's right, you hit like for SEIU 73, you will get information on what's going on at your local, helpful information. All right, so what I want to do is I want to give a little information about SEIU Local 73. What does SEIU stands for? Well, SEIU stands for Service Employment International Union Local 73. That's a proud local, a part of a growing organization. SEIU has more than 2.2 million members united by the belief of dignity and worth of workers in the workplace. SEIU Local 73 represents more than 28,000 workers within Illinois and Northwest Indiana, primarily in the public service and public funded position in school district, municipal, social service agency, and many other job classification. We are dedicated to improving the lives of workers and their families and creating more just and humane society. SEIU is the fastest growing union within North America with 2.2 million members. Since 1996, nearly 1.2 million workers have united in SEIU, as we focus on uniting workers in 3 sectors. SEIU is the largest healthcare union, including hospitals, nursing home, and home care. The largest property service union, including building cleaning, security, and the second largest public employee union, and that's with Cook County employees. And last night there was a meeting for Cook County employees at the John Stroger Hospital, and so the union reps came out and they were able to go to the 3 different shifts. I believe it was, I think 3 in the afternoon. It was 3 different shifts that they went to, and we were able to talk to the members as far as what's going on with the pension, because a lot of people have concerns about that pension. And so what I want to encourage everyone to do is, you have concerns about that pension, we have our general membership meeting coming up. That's right, SEIU's general membership meeting. And that meeting is a very important meeting. And I encourage you to come out, and so that way you can find out what's going on in your division. We have various divisions: Chicago Park District, the Chicago Public Schools, Cook County's district, you come out and you can get updates and you can speak with your union rep and you can talk about things. That's the purpose. The union is there to create preventive measures as far as things aren't going so well in the workplace, or you possibly see where this is my philosophy, and I wish a whole lot of other people had this philosophy. I think we should work smarter and not harder. Yeah, smarter and not harder. But a lot of these companies now, they're having people work harder and not smarter. And so sometimes members, because you are in the workplace, you could see where some of the things aren't working and you want to voice your opinion to try to like strategically, change it around so we can work smarter and not harder and get work done and not be so drained out and tired when you get home. So you should come to this union meeting. That union meeting will be Saturday, May the 10th, 2014. From 9 a.m. and it will be at 300 South Ashland, and it will be in the basement. And I always talk about this is a very good one because for all the working mothers, we're giving roses away. So you can get a rose. That's right. You'll get a rose if you're a working mom. And then not only that, you will be entered into a contest to win spa visits, nail salon. We also have candy as well. So this is anybody who's anybody. May the 10th, that's where you ought to be. 300 South Ashland, 9 a.m. And this way you can fellowship with the other workers. And sometimes you can realize that you're not alone. Because a lot of times when you work, you'll be surprised someone in a different company, someone's probably in a different state, they're going through the exact same things. Our problems are very similar a lot of times in the workplace. And we just want to make sure that we have great resolutions for our members. So I cannot stress this enough. Come out to the next general membership meeting, and that meeting is Saturday, May the 10th, 2014, 9 a.m. at 300 South Ashland. You come on out, and if you want to RSVP for that event, you want to dial 312-588-7630. That number is 312-588-7630, and that's for our Member Resource Center. So it was April the 9th, 2014. I was fortunate enough to be an individual in front of the 26th in California. And what this visual was for the mental health clinics. And so that's our guest will be in a little bit. And so what I want to do is I want to give everyone some information. I want people to be able to watch this video and see what happened at this what happened at the visual. What were some of the things that were said? It was very good because people came out, and this is something that's affecting the city. And so with the closing of these mental health clinics, it could have a domino effect down the road for just the residents of Chicago. And so we need to know what's going on and what can we do as citizens and as people in the city to perhaps stop this if this is a concern that's close to hitting home. All right, so 1 second here. And we're going to pull that up in 1 minute.
On March 25th, 2014, members of the mental health movement and other concerned citizens of the city of Chicago protested outside the Cook County Criminal Courts building, demanding more public facilities and programs conditions. Here's more of what went on there.
We need more facilities and programs to treat the needs of those who are having trouble coping with depression and other mental illnesses. Some of them are chronic, and some rooted in the difficulties of surviving hard times. Single payer is essentially an extension of Medicare to everyone. We're fighting for a universal improved Medicare for all, one that guarantees that everyone has access to basic medical care as needed. Public health care delivery systems are essential to local access to health care. We support their preservation at every level of government. We oppose closing medical facilities that are not needed, especially by working class and poor people.
This is 1980, and if it weren't for Mary Health Center, I would have been a part of the problem 100%. Because from the way I was taught and when I came to Chicago, I thought things were. Mental health turned me around. Just like you see the people on the street that's gangsters or whatever, that would have been me. With my mental illness, I think that way, and I have to protect myself from that. Mental health did give me an opportunity to protect myself and come out and speak and not go to jail As soon as I want to hurt somebody, I'll kill somebody.
Hello, good day. I hope your day been well. My name is Calvin. That's all you need to know. I'm going to tell you, they going back. I've been on disability ever since 73. And in 73, you didn't have no therapy to go to if you decided to be on disability. In 80s, that was closer to the 70s. You know, but the 90s, they start caring about people and teaching people not to be alone themselves, or not to be alone with other people. When you got a mental problem, you got it for the rest of your life. I survived, but I'm going to tell you, it wasn't by luck. You know, I had people praying for me. I had people telling me it was right, even though I didn't listen. But I found out that when you got mental health issues, you in it for the rest of your life. So they might as well face it and not go backwards and go forward. You need to go forward. These mental health centers closed. Let us know. Let us talk to them. Because we need to be open. All right, thank you.
Keep them open. Keep them open. Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right.
My name is Amara Enya, and I'm speaking as a resident of Chicago and someone who understands that mental health impacts all of us, whether we accept or take advantage of direct services or not. I'm here standing in front of people who are people and not statistics. One of the statistics that's come out is that 1/3 of individuals that are in this very jail are recipients of mental health services. That should not be the case. We must have access to mental health services. It's not a luxury. It is a matter of quality of life, and it is a matter of survival in our communities. I think it's time for the city to reevaluate our priorities.
Yes.
What do we spend our money on? Where does our budget go to?
Yes.
Is it for the needs of the people who are standing behind me speaking about the very real issues that impact their lives on a day-to-day basis?
Yes.
This isn't a luxury for the residents of the city. It's a quality of life issue. It's a public safety issue, and we deserve these benefits on behalf of our residents.
My name is Darius Lightfoot, and I am a youth leader with FLY, currently leading by the youth, and I am a supporter of the mental health movement. Too many times we see our people get locked up, shackled, and shamed. For what reason? Because the city and the county is not providing services that they should. Our people should be getting help, not be getting detained. Our people should be getting services, not sentenced. We need to tell these people, and we need to let these people know that we won't stop and that we won't quit, because these people who are standing behind me right now, this is power. This is power. This is a movement. This is what we need. Now, we want health care. And how will we get that? We will get that by collecting and keeping and retaining this power that we have now. And that is people power. So, tell me what you want, what you really want. Health care. Tell me what you need, what you really need. Health care. Tell me what you want, what you really want. Health care. Tell me what you need, what you really need. Health care. How we gonna get it? People power. How we gonna get it? People power. How we gonna get it? People power. Gotta get it. People power. Yes, we will. Now let's get it.
To my brothers and sisters behind the cells in this facility, my heart goes out to you. But most of all, this country, this nation, this people should be ashamed that here we sit in front of a jail where people with psychotropic needs are looking for cures. Unfortunately, that cure is not here. The medication that is served, the millions of dollars that were supposedly saved by closing the clinics. I believe the person that is currently ran for the GOP governorship spent that much money in just the primary. How much more money will be wasted by healthcare facilities on things that don't even matter? We're talking about a mayor that wants to talk about putting in river walks and stadiums that we don't need.
There you go.
We're talking about situations and families that are being challenged, their communities. If there's one family in a community that is dealing with a person in that family with mental health problems, that whole community is at risk. When there is one person in a school, or if there's one person that is not getting treatment or medication that's in your neighborhood, I don't care how many times we preach the sermon. It's the medication, it's the treatment, it's the social workers, the therapists, the psychiatrists. It is a team of staff, trained people that go out there every day and work to make this happen. We need service, not lip. We need service, not lip. If the Rahm Emanuel, if all of these other bureaucracies want to talk, then I'll tell you what, Emmanuel, stop hanging Jesus and get on your job. Emmanuel, if I'm not mistaken, stands for God be with us. Unfortunately, the man does not know what his name stands for.
All right. Because we need the county care and all of the insurances to be accepted in the public mental health clinics. Dr. Shukare and the mayor have decided that the city of Chicago mental health clinics will not accept any insurance. So, if they claim that they're broke, insurance would give them a steady income. But they are refusing that steady income. It makes no sense to us.
No.
Now, the people that they are willing to take are the undocumented. Why would someone undocumented trust and go to you when you have not shown good faith? The city told us in 2012 that they would track all of the people who were losing their clinics and being transferred to other clinics. Today, the city has no clue. What the city did was give 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, one-day passes, and turned everybody away. That is all they did. They did not track people. We have people here today that are just now getting back on their feet after their clinic was closed. Talk therapy helps. The people that we are honoring today, who have been put in the clinic, who have been put in the county jail, which is over 40% of our population. And it costs more than $20,000 a year to keep each one of these people in the county jail. Per person. And you know what that means? All of that money could be spent on saving lives instead of destroying them.
Is there just a lack of concern in city government about the needs of folks like yourself?
Oh, most definitely. We're hoping it's ignorance rather than a lack. Because we don't want our hearts to be broken by knowing that you are so sick that you don't care about the people that pay your high salaries. There you go. They're just ignorant, which is why we want a public hearing, so they won't be ignorant. Because with ignorance, you make a lot of stupid mistakes. But once you are informed, then there is no reason. So we want to make sure that none of our 50 aldermen are ignorant. Because when in 2012, they chose every one of them to vote to close the clinics, we are hoping that they were just ignorant. Ignorance simply means the lack of knowledge. We to give them the knowledge so that they will know how important it is to their constituents all over this city to be able to thrive as well as they do.
Do you have any idea how many people are affected that have been shut out of these clinics that were closed down? What are we talking about?
We're saying over 3,000 that we can count. But we know tens of thousands because whole families were treated off the books, meaning that if your grandmother and your mother had problems and the children were affected, the therapist would actually work with them.
Yes, yes.
They got rid of all of the social workers. They got rid of the drug assistance programs. We had people that were stabilized and able to work when they had talk therapy.
That's gone now.
It is gone in 6 of the clinics and barely existing. We want the clinics to be able to thrive, bring back the social workers. In many communities, people have nowhere to go, especially on the south side. We only have 2.5 psychiatrists. What is a half a person? That's a part-time. That's a part-time, and barely a part-time, because you're looking at psychiatrists that are working 3 hours in some clinics, and there are clinics that have absolutely no one. And all of the aldermen need to have the opportunity to not be ignorant of the needs of their constituents. As I said, ignorance is just a lack of knowledge. So we don't believe they're cold-hearted, we believe they're ignorant.
What is your name?
My name's Maureen. I'm a union steward for SEIU Local 73, and I'm also a mental health worker here at the jail. And I and my fellow employees at the mental health services are proud of the hard work that we put behind trying to keep our clients stabilized while we are in jail. But we are disheartened at the lack of support to help these people get back on the ground once they leave the jail. I'm really urging that these clinics open up again. Maybe our people...
Okay, we're having a little technical difficulty there, but it's the top of the hour right now. And this is SEIU Says. I'm Charlie, and this show is dedicated to union workers and non-union workers and the communities they live in. And this is our guest today, Nadana Carter, and you just saw Nadana Carter at that visual in front of Cook County Jail on 26th in California. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you back. We want to talk about, all right, we're going to go right back into that video, so just a few seconds of that, all right?
Ketchadurian. I'm a social worker, a lifelong Chicagoan, and a member of Mental Health Illinois America. There's been a lot of eloquence from people who know. As a therapist, as a social worker, I've worked in various aspects of supporting people with mental health problems, and I think what is key that I heard is that it's not the numbers, and that's where the ignorance is. It's the shutdown of community mental health services where layers of whether it's the wife, the children, the grandchildren are affected by a person's mental health. And when we can bring those people together, those families together, it cures disease in many ways. I'm also a supporter of Cure Violence that helps to keep kids out of jail. And that is a disease model that they're advocating, is that when violence happens, and often it happens in mental health, with mental health problems, it's like getting a virus. It affects the family, it affects the community, and so that's why supporting local mental health agencies, making sure they're open, everyone has access to them, keeps not only the individual healthy, keeps the whole community and family healthy. So we know how to do this. We know how to do this. We've known we need goodwill, and that's why I came today, is people need to show up and let people who have the ability to make these decisions make good ones. So thank you.
Amen. Why am I here today? For the concerns of mental health awareness that a lot of people are not getting, especially those that are incarcerated, for the simple fact that at the end of the day, we know that they are here for fighting a crime or trying to show that they're innocent, but it's not that, it's that the conditions that they're treated in, and it's inhumane. Like I said, I have a son who's here incarcerated, fighting a case. However, He has a bullet in the back of his spine. He also suffers from seizures. At one time, I was called by another friend of his that my son had a seizure. I called here to Cook County Prison, and I asked to speak to a social worker. And I tried to explain the condition of my son, because my son's had seizures before, and now they're coming back. So if they have him in segregation, and they don't know about their medical history, they shouldn't be in segregation to begin with if they have a medical issue.
What's his name?
My son's name is Giovanni Velez.
Spell it.
Giovanni, V.S. and Victor, L-E-Z.
How long he been here?
He's been here a year and a half.
A year and a half? You mind saying what for?
He's in here for a case that he's being charged for, and honestly, I can't speak about his case.
Okay. All right, then. Well, I appreciate it. Do you have anything else to say?
I do. I would like for everybody to understand that regardless if they're here and they're considered numbers, they're not. There are children. There are sons, there are grandsons, there are their fathers, and they also need to be recognized, especially with a mental health issue. Is there some that they have here that shouldn't even be here to begin with? Because at the end of the day, when you bring somebody in here with a mental illness and people think that they're going to get better here, they're not going to get better here, because after the torture in here, the way they're treated, being put in segregation, when they come out back into the world, they're going to need more help than that.
It's touching you. It is touching you. It's touching each and every one of us. So you must get out and fight. Even though you don't have a person, you think you don't have a person that needs mental health care, look around, because it's there. And if you don't take care of it, it's going to take care of you. Thank you.
We're going to visit Alderman Cardenas. He is the person who has stopped us from having a hearing. He is the chairperson for the Health Committee.
All right.
He has refused to call a hearing. So we're going to visit him because this is ward night. And we're sure that he has just gotten lost in the fray. So we're going to help him find himself. Yes. And he's going to be so happy to see all of our faces, because we are taxpayers struggling to make sure that he gets paid. There you go. Every time the city talks about not having money, I have to shake my head, because I see all of the beautiful things. They are spending more than $10 million on a park for Maggie Daly. Okay? We are paying for that. At the same time, we will not be getting mental health services. We must have what we paid for.
Yeah.
It is the city's obligation to allow us to thrive.
Yeah.
Not exist.
Amen.
We must be able to thrive. We have a bus. We invite anyone who wants to take that trip with us to the Alderman's ward night. Get on the bus with us and let's go.
All right.
All right. And that was Nadana. That was right there. I want to hear about what happened. Y'all got on the bus and went over there?
We got on the bus and went to visit Alderman Cardenas' office. And, well, he left before we arrived. He left about half an hour before we arrived. And we were very disappointed.
Did you know you guys were coming?
I believe he did know.
Oh, okay.
We were met with staff that would not speak to us. What they did was they called the police.
They called the police.
They called the police. It was about 25, 30 of us. We were not rowdy. We were not.
I was there. You all. Everything. It was
know?
beautiful. But give me 1 second, everyone, and because I want to give words to our sponsors here. SEIU Says is sponsored by Illinois' largest workers' comp. That's Goldberg, Weissman, and Cairo. That's Illinois' largest workers' comp. That's Goldberg, Weissman, and Cairo. And SEIU Says is the show about union members in the communities they live in. So if you feel that you may have a case of a workers' comp, you just want questions answered in regards to that, please give SEIU Local 73 a phone call at 312-588-7630. The number for SEIU is 312-588-7630. It is top of the hour, and I'm going to make this announcement again. It's time. That's right. Everybody come out to the general membership meeting. This meeting is very, very important. It is Saturday, May the 10th, 2014 at 9 a.m. at 300 South Ashland at the local. Women are part of the labor movement, and so every mom will get a rose that day. And not only will they get a rose, they will have the opportunity to win in a special raffle that we have. Wonderful gifts, spa visits, nail salons, chocolate. You'll get division updates. So if you are with the CPS, or if you're with the Park District, if you're with the Cook County, you're with Stroger Hospital, you're with detention aides, you come on out and you're going to get division updates. We're going to talk about our pension, because that's very a hot topic right now, the pension. So you come on out, all right, to RSVP for this very magnificent meeting, this extravaganza of a meeting on Saturday, May the 10th, 2014. Please give us a phone call at 312-588-7630. That number is 312-588-7630. Now, you know, people work hard, and when you work hard, what do they say? It's time to
play hard.
Play hard.
That's right.
And that's right. I love to play hard, but better yet, I love food. You hear me? The word of the day is food. Okay, and I love it. Whoever invented food was a genius.
I know.
They just was. And given that, it's time for the SEIU Local 73 picnic. It's free to all members and their families. That's right. So you can bring your family on out with you. It's free. The date for that is, we're going to have food, beer, raffles, music and dancing, games for the kids. It's going to be really nice. So mark your calendars for Saturday, June the 28th, 2014. The time will be from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. and it will be at Miller Meadow Forest Preserve, Groves 5 through 9. And that address is 2199 South 1st Avenue in Maywood, Illinois. Food and beverages will be served from 11 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. And so you come on out. If you want to RSVP for that, you dial 312-588-7630. And this is the 2014 SEIU Members Picnic. So you come on out. And if you need the address, once again, if you need directions to get to that extravaganza on June the 28th, 2014, then I encourage you to visit our website. That website is SEIU73.org. That website is www.worldwideweb.SEIU73.org, and you will definitely get that information. And so as we was watching, we came on a little early today. It was a special segment at 5:30. We came on, and so we were watching what was going on at that vigil. So you said you all went, because the vigil was really nice. People were standing outside. There were a lot of people that were needed. I guess they were part of the mental health community, and being in the mental health community doesn't mean like you're schizophrenic. It doesn't mean you can't retain information, and we're going to touch on it. It could be the little things. You know, people, to me, like if you put your clothes on and you came out, then it's important. And so for have those people there and had their signs, and they were being interviewed by various medias here in Chicago, I think that was pretty good. So when you all went to the alderman's house, how did you all get arrested?
Well, no.
Okay.
We went to his office.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. We went on ward night.
All right. Okay.
And we didn't get arrested. We were told when the police. We waited about 20-30 minutes for the police to show up.
Okay.
The alderman's aide was called, and she said that she would arrive in about half an hour. Well, the police came before she did. The office was not prepared to even acknowledge that we existed. What they did was
explain.
Oh, they wouldn't talk to us.
Okay.
There were 3 or 4 people that were actual constituents that wanted to talk to him. And in that audience of 30, it must have been 3 that were going to talk to him, plus myself. And then there was another 7 or 8 that were his constituents that had a right, if nothing else, to be there and see him on ward night. He happened to leave at 6 just shortly before we arrived. His people would not talk to me. They first called the police. Then I, said, would someone even acknowledge we're here? And the person came and said, well, why are you here? Someone had a camera. They said, oh, put the camera away. And then they said, well...
who said put the camera away?
There was one of the aides in the office that said, put the cameras away. So the cameras had to be put away.
Okay.
Well, about 45 minutes into our long wait, the aide came and she agreed to talk to I think it was myself and 2 other constituents,
Mhm.
and did not allow that to be filmed. She didn't allow it to be filmed. But what we were told was that she was new. She didn't know what our demands were. She didn't even know why we were there.
Mhm.
But the alderman was not trying to avoid us. He simply had a prior engagement on ward night.
Okay.
So he wasn't going to be able to see his constituents on ward night.
But isn't that the whole meaning for
Of
ward night?
ward night?
Because it's the people in your ward. I'm sorry, I'm alderman impaired.
There you go.
I don't
Again, you're
know.
ignorant. And ignorance, again, is lack of knowledge. The alderman,
So where was the actual event in ward night? Did you guys maybe go down there?
we didn't know.
They didn't let you know?
No one told us anything. And
Okay.
so we're still waiting for, and we're still waiting to hear from the alderman's office, because his assistant
That was
said-
April 14th, though.
No, really. His assistant said that she was going to talk to him and get back to us.
Okay.
We haven't heard anything from her.
Okay.
And we've gone further than that, because what is important is not to show someone up. What's
Mhm.
important is to have an open hearing, so
Mhm.
people will be able to express to the alderman what is needed.
Mhm.
We don't need to show anyone up or humiliate someone.
Mhm.
That doesn't serve us.
Address the concern of the greater Chicagoland
Absolutely.
area and the people that are in it.
So I did have the opportunity to speak with Alderman Cardenas, and it was very interesting. And it was after the March 27th press conference announcing a resolution that Alderman Fioretti was putting before the City Council, requesting that a public hearing be held of the Health Committee, so that the aldermen and city at large can voice what the concerns are since the closing of the clinics. Well, at that time, Alderman Fioretti, Alderman Cardenas said to me that he didn't really understand the need for a public hearing because people get rowdy and they scream and shout and nothing gets accomplished. And I simply said to him, wouldn't it be wonderful if you had the opportunity to just hear the voices of the people that are hurting based on what happened with those 6 closures? He too promised to get back to me. I am a patient woman. However, people are dying. Last year we had more than 400 suicides. Suicide.
And I want
is mental health.
to talk about that. So 400 last year alone in 2013 there were 400 suicides, and this was as a result of the lack of
mental health treatment.
And so this affects everyone. And so and what I want to talk about also, I have a few questions here I want to ask you as well, but what I want to talk about is, such as myself, or you're sitting there tonight at home and you're watching and you may ask, well, how do I get involved? How can I make my aldermen accountable, and how can I not close? Because there were initially 12 clinics and now it's down to 6, and they're in the process of they're revamping that, closing that, whereas there will be no more mental health clinics. Now, from my understanding, Chicago is the last major city that still has mental health clinics.
Public
mental health clinics.
Yes.
So these are public mental health clinics.
Meaning they're run by the city.
And they're run by the city, of course. So what I want to ask you, if these plays in the event, let's talk about the players card. First of all, what is your website?
StopChicago.org.
That's right. Their website is stopchicago.org. It's stopchicago.org, all one letter. And then what you can do, you can go on and it's mental health. The mental health movement is what it's called.
Yes.
And is the pledge cards on that?
The pledge cards are on that, yes.
Okay, the pledge cards are on that. And what exactly is the pledge card?
A pledge card
and I don't have the copy of the pledge card with me today. I do.
I have a copy of the pledge card.
All right.
What the pledge card is asking people to commit to do some things for the mental health movement or to become involved. One is to contact your alderman by phone and visit your alderman. I can't remember the name.
Okay. Okay, it's totally fine.
It's call your alderman, visit your alderman, invite the mental health movement to come to a public event like a block club meeting your church, anywhere, so people can learn that the mental health clinics are still alive. A lot of people don't even know that there were 12 mental health clinics or that there are 6 clinics still left. And to become a part of the mental health movement only means to come to meetings to find out exactly what we're fighting for and how this might affect you and what you can do.
And now most people, if they can't come to those meetings and they just want to, you know, do a quick thing there, then they can go fill these pledge cards out. And then by filling the pledge card out, what does that do? Tell me the process. How does that process work? Where do they go?
Well, you go to stop.org.
Stop.org.
You go under, we have 3 campaigns. Mental health is one of our campaigns.
Mental health is one of the campaigns for stop.org.
And then you'll go under and see what they are doing, and you'll see mental health campaign pledge card.
So you print this out on your computer.
Yes.
All right, so you're going to print it out, and you put your name, phone number, email, address, and then at that point, when you're filling these out, where do they go? How, say, for example, someone like me, a Charlie, I print this out, and what I live in Hyde Park, so I think that's the 4th ward.
Yes.
It's the 4th ward.
4th and 5th.
The 4th and 5th ward. I believe Burns is his name.
Burns is the 4th ward.
Okay, right. So he's my alderman.
Unfortunately.
All right. I'm sorry, everyone. All right. So he's the alderman for the 4th ward. And so what do? I just go in, I give him his office and say, you know what? Hey, I'm a concern.
You never want to visit your alderman alone.
Okay.
For several reasons.
Okay.
And let's talk about the 3 most important. One is if he has 175,000 registered voters and you go in by yourself, he's going to ignore you because it's only important to you. So you want to come, and if you go with a few people, say 5 people, you also want to get a list of friends. You might want to create a letter and have a list of friends sign that letter, so then it's not just you and your 3 friends. It might be you and 50 people that have that same concern. So then you won't be ignored, because ignored is one of the real problems that's going to happen.
Okay, so if you walk in solo, 9 times out of 10, they'll ignore you.
They'll ignore you.
Okay.
They'll give you, he will most likely not talk to you. He'll push you over to an aide.
They'll push you over to an aide.
Who will do absolutely nothing.
Who probably won't do anything.
No, they won't do anything.
Okay, so they won't do anything. Okay, and so that's why it's best if this is something that you're concerned in. So take a few minutes, everyone, and go visit the website. And I think the website, StopChicago.org. StopChicago.org. And you want to look under mental health movement, because there's a lot of information in regards to this. And so I just want to read some of these things from mental health. Some of this, mental health can fall under why people get angry. Mental health can fall under why do people, are sad all the time. I get a fluctuation of your emotions. That could be one of the signs of it. Another one, why do you hear voices in your head? Another one, why can't I walk away from things? Sometimes we know situations are not healthy for us, and then we just sometimes kind of stick and stay into it. That could be one of the signs of mental health, or something where you want to, get this discussed because you want to take care of you. You want the best you. And you guys had a workshop as well, mental health workshop series. So a lot of times you see people that are standing outside. They, sometimes unfortunately people may talk to themselves outside on the streets, or some people may just do things outside or even in places, and you have a concern for them, and you want to make sure that they're healthy, healthy mentally. But if the city is closing these places down, where will they go? So say for example, like if I see someone that is a mental health person, and their situation is their condition is very severe, and I see them perhaps hurting themselves or something like this, where can they go? If these clinics are closed down, where will the people get the help that they need? Where will they get the attention?
Well, the city is claiming that they can go to any private provider. The problem with the private providers is they have a high turnover. So if you want to do talk therapy, and oftentimes talk therapy is just sitting down, talking with someone who is going to be objective to what your concerns are, that will help you. What happens then? You go to a private provider, they have a high turnover. You can go this month, and in May, you'll see someone different.
Right.
Because there's such a high turnover.
Okay. So you probably kind of need the high turnover. You may need that person to build that one-on-one. And so you are progressing with your caseload. So if they see maybe 100 people a month, whatever, you want that one person because they know you. They know what's going on with you. You know, so this is something very interesting. So I want everyone, unfortunately, we have to go. We will be here next week. But what I want you to do is go visit that website, stopchicago.org. And pull up Mental Health Movement. This is Nadana Carter. Pull it up, read it, see what you can do to exercise the rights to try to get this stopped. And so people in Chicago will have a place of resources where they can go and they can get their medicine and not just go to jail, because a lot of people go to jail just to get the medicine, because people are in jail not because of the crimes, but they just need medicine. So unfortunately, we must end today's show. But I want to thank you for coming out.
I enjoy every time. I hope you'll have me back again soon.
You will. You will be back once again. This is SEIU Says. We thank you for letting us in your homes. We want you to enjoy your week. And remember, next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you.